everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie, where we have amazing conversations. And today I have a guest. She's been here before, but today we're coming from a different angle. But I'll let her introduce herself and then we'll have a conversation. Karibu.
Good morning. Hello, Just Angie viewers. My name is Cathy Mengere. I am a coach, a blended family coach, but also a life coach. I take people through the journey of knowing themselves, the journey of becoming better. I have different programs, Riding the Wave for blended families, and a new one for self-leadership called Brick by Brick.
Brick by brick. So it's building brick by brick.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's all under, is it under the umbrella of Blossom Treasures?
Blossom Treasures, yes.
Yeah, that's what I know you for.
Yeah.
But you're here today because I had an assignment. So I was speaking somewhere on skillful, what was it called again? Skillful purpose, skills for purposeful living for professional women.
Yeah.
And I sent a few of you messages. I said, what would you, if this is what the topic you'd be speaking about, what would you say? My goodness, they were like top 3. There's some of them coming, all of them top 3 are coming. What I liked first of all is the way you responded, Catherine. Hey, I was like, okay, do we need a book? Is it a thesis? What do we do? I mean, and it was in seconds because I wrote the message at 10:55 and you responded very quickly. So first of all, thank you for responding. You responded by the next morning, but you gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points. I was like, oh my God. Immediately I said, because when I did the seminar, it was so well received. The women were very excited. I took in what you guys told me. I had my own points. I brought in my own flavor. But there was such an amazing reaction. So I said, my Just Angie family, say, I love you guys. I said, I have to bring this to the Just Angie family because I just felt there was so much rich content and information. What are the skills we need to live purposefully as women in the marketplace and to have impact? And so I said immediately, I have to have you here so that we go through some of them. Let me just tell you all of them because you might not be able to go through all of them. But there was self-awareness, goal setting, time management, communication, leadership, emotional intelligence, adaptability, networking, continuous learning, resilience, financial literacy, self-care, and assertiveness. I mean, that's a lot of information. I'm very grateful that you took time to respond in this way. Because like, were you ready with all these things? What happened? And I don't know where you want to start in this, your journey, and also giving people and giving the women skills on how to live purposefully.
Thank you first and foremost for the opportunity even to respond and to be back here on Just Angie. This is my journey, my life journey. This is my journey. For the past, since 2021, leaving employment. When I left employment, I was on a journey of, I didn't know, but you know, in hindsight, that God wanted me to find myself, so to speak, find myself in Him.
Yes.
And so, in the workplace, it's so easy for us to have structure and the systems and to be able to do things because organizations have set this for ourselves. But when you transition, the question I had for myself is, why was I struggling so much to schedule myself, to put...
When you transitioned?
Yeah, when I transitioned. I'd really struggle. I knew I needed structure. I needed to put foundations. I know I needed to form habits. But yani, I never did.
And how long had you worked? How long had you worked in the marketplace in total?
Wow. Formally employed about 15 years.
Wow. So you had, so do you think that what gives us a structure is being in the structure?
Yes.
That's what gives you structure.
Yes.
So when you come out of that structure is when you realize you don't have the structure.
Don't.
But that's worrying. So do they begin to inculcate those habits deeply? Because we have to help them.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was lost.
Really?
I was lost.
But we're lost when we don't have a job, when we don't have a business card, when we don't have... Is that what was also making you lost? Or just to arrange yourself, organize yourself,
that is it.
gather yourself and do something was producing... You were feeling like it's a big hurdle and a big obstacle.
Yes, because I was comparing. I've achieved so much.
Yeah.
When I was working, I led a team, would put, everyone's schedule in place. Everything would be in place, perfectly in place.
Review,
even review myself, you know, have weekly reviews, monthly reviews, hand in everything. Then it came to myself, I'm like, what's going on here? I can't do it for myself. And then one thing I realized also is that the deception that you're so organized because you're working, you're in that environment.
That one, I need my tambourine. I don't know what it is. That one requires something. Yeah, a deception that you're an organized person. But kumbe is because you're here in this environment.
And you have goals to meet. There are targets to meet. Yeah. So you're putting your focus on meeting them. You're doing everything possible to meet them.
Those targets.
So the other thing I realized also, my goals were not clear when I left employment.
Okay, that's a very good one. I was going to say, so you have to have clear goals.
Clear goals. Where am I going? What do I want?
Do you need to have how you're going to get there?
Definitely. The actions, because we are so good at dreaming and getting excited at things. I want to do this, but
then it's just a dream.
It's just a dream.
What I love about your presentations, although you've done a lot, is the way they're colorful. Gosh, this lady can make. If you need somebody to do your PowerPoint presentations, that's a plug. She didn't pay me to tell you that. She's really good at that. And before I forget, she forgot to bring her cards, but I hope I will be able to give these guys a sample, because she makes card. I was going for a kitchen party and we were told to put a message on an index card. So I gave the assignment to Catherine. My God, she had 4 cards, colorful, with flowers, in different fonts. I'm like, what? Actually, I even look like I'm showing off because they're all going to a scrapbook. Mine is looking like it's on steroids. Like, what is this? And you did it very quickly. So if you want to make you personalized cards and things like that, she's really good at that.
Thank you so much. And so I began the journey of, okay, what are my goals? So I'd know my goals, but it's one thing to know the goals.
It's another to
and then we know them here. We like to have them in the head, but we are not writing them down. So write them down. Then how are you going to get them done? Okay. The actions, what are the steps that you're going to do? But I still struggled with that.
So what brought the turn, as I think of accountability? What brought the shift? Because you've been able to do you did, anyway, first time, what brought the shift?
I got into a program.
Okay.
I got into a program that, at the time, I thought it was about wealth, because we all want wealth and Elevate. Yes, Elevate program.
Wanjaga, I think she's also been here. Yes. So she has a program called Elevate.
So I got into the program. You know how we want wealth and money to manage finances, but if you can't manage yourself, you're not going to manage
finances. Hey, Catherine, those are serious points.
And that began the journey
of managing self.
And the questions that I was asking God, why aren't I able to do 1, 2, 3, began to get answered. I didn't have the habits. I'd not become the person. You have to become the person to be able to achieve this. I have to put myself in the systems to be able to produce what it is that I want to see. I have to become a different person. My mindset has to change. There are skills that I have, but they are not developed. They are dormant.
They are dormant.
And they have to be developed.
Wow.
You can't dream of, you can pray as much as you want, but you have to get doing.
Don't start. After prayer is action.
Yes.
Even the Bible says faith without action is dead. So after prayer, there has to be action. Yes. What am I actioning? Or even what am I praying about? Today I was listening to Bishop TDJ do an interview on business, and he was saying we need to be specific.
Yes.
It can't be general. It's very specific to what it is that you're praying about and what it is that you're asking for.
And so
I love it.
Recently, and all this, I'm a product of prophetic words, honestly.
Oh, really? Amen.
I am. Because when I look, especially this year, I have looked at prophetic words are coming fast and furious to pass, especially in the past 2 months, because I remember being told that I need to, one of the prophetic words was work with women, help them become who they are supposed to be. And I'm like, have I become? Have I become?
But I like that you're self-aware. You're here at point number 1 because you are aware. Have I become? So that I can help other people become.
But I didn't know that those questions is what now God, and that was like 2 years ago, God began the journey of me becoming that person so that I can help others. And he's been telling me, the Titus 2 woman, the one who helps.
Who helps the younger, the older ones show the younger ones.
The way. And then at the same time, getting into a community where you're held accountable. You can't go on this journey alone. You have
so
to collaborate, and that's one of the skills a woman needs. Don't be competitive, because women we can be competitive. You need to collaborate with others. You need to be vulnerable in a space where you can say, this is the challenge that I'm having, and I can't move forward, and give them permission to speak into your life and point fingers at you.
That is a hard one. I was actually speaking somewhere to some women, and as I was doing my research, I found this thing called the circle of trust. That every woman needs a circle of trust. And these people, because with all you're saying, there has to be accountability.
Yes.
Even if I make all those goals and there's nobody else who knows that this is what I'm planning to do, we'll never move.
At all. Completely. You'll be giving people stories. I'm doing, and you're not doing. But being in a space where you can be held accountable, and it's on a week by week basis. So there has to be, you're growing, you're also becoming that person. But also when you talk about collaborating goes with communication, because you need to learn how to communicate what you're doing. So you get into a space where you learn your communication skills are harnessed, but also communication means learning. You have to read, you have to listen, you have to learn how to ask the right questions, you have to learn to appreciate what other people, the feedback they're giving, because it's one thing to want to give people, point out to other people what's wrong, but are you able to take the feedback? Because it's constructive feedback. And if you have a problem with it, then you need to go and check. That's an area that is a red flag.
Check yourself.
Yeah, check yourself. And then trustworthy. Are you a trustworthy person? That's a skill, because trustworthy in the sense that are you a credible person? When you say I'm going to do this, are you going to do it? Even for yourself. When you say I have this deadline, I have this timeline to produce this, even for yourself, because what happens along the way, you begin to push. It was due, for example, in 2 weeks' time, then you push to 1 month's time, then what's happening, you're delaying yourself and all. Snoozing the alarm is one good example. Guilty, sometimes of it.
Because that alarm rings, I'm like, it's like snooze.
And it begins when you check out, for myself, I noticed I snooze other things other than the alarm.
Oh, so you snooze other things. You put them like on hold.
Yes.
In little mini pockets.
Yes.
You guys just stay there.
Yes. And I've had to take what is for the season, because sometimes we take on too much. Be aware of what are you supposed to be doing in this season, because God can have told you that you need to do in 2024 A to Z, but Q1, what are you doing for Q1? What's for Q2? So you need to be able to plan yourself. You need to be able to be a visionary for yourself. You need to be able to ask, what's important, and be flexible. Because you can be focused on one thing, but it's a gift to be flexible. But as you work on something, you discover, no, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm being pulled towards doing this. Don't be so rigid. Man, I was the most rigid person.
Really?
Whoa. If it's not like this, I don't want to do it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And what have you found out in your flexibility?
Oh, it's so much fun. No stress, no pressure. No pressure, no fighting with God, no fighting with people. Like, I have to have my way. It's made me relax, because it had taken a toll on my health, actually, because of being anxious.
Because it's not working out in the way that
you want. So it's control.
Yeah, it's control.
It's actually control.
It's actually letting go. And it reminds me of, we used to be told, I don't know where I learned that. I think it's in Bible school. But you see, when God casts a shadow, like when even that prophecy is a shadow. But the shadow, you can only see the outline. You can't see all the color. You can't see the detail. There's so much you can't see. That's why I always say, even a prophetic word, even if it's 1 hour long, it's just a part.
Yeah.
It's not the whole thing, because it's just a part. God doesn't reveal everything. He reveals a part. So I think in that flexibility, that's what you need. Like, even if you have a prophetic word that says this, you need to get into the flexibility, because you cannot see the color. You cannot see the details of what God it is that he's saying.
Exactly.
So just flow in the flexibility. And of course, Abraham. If Abraham had not been flexible, the end.
And
wow, you found out a lot about yourself.
Oh, I did. And that's why self-awareness is important. Allowing yourself to discover yourself through the lens of God and not through the lens of others. Because
so don't say that too loudly. Say that again. Allowing yourself
to discover yourself
through the lens of God and not others.
And not others. Because I discovered I had defined myself.
According to how people defined you.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know the world will define you. The real you book, I say, let me tell you, first of all, if you don't have a plan, the world will give you a plan, number one. Number two, it's like from, honestly, I don't know it's age 2. Only age 2, the world comes against you to say who you're not. Yeah. And they're trying to steer you off who you actually are. They're coming to interrogate already. They're coming to accuse. They're coming, oh my God, so much drama.
And I realized that from childhood because of labels. Yeah, and I don't blame anyone. You see? Really,
it's labels.
Because I healed
just
from
life.
that. The process of healing from that also. Because if you're hurt, you're going to hurt other people. Yeah. So you have to heal. The gift of healing is something that has been so precious. And just discovering that I'm not what I was told. And
what you are called.
And what I was called. And getting out of that and allowing myself to be defined as I'm multi-talented. And recently, God was asking me to give him what's in my hands. And I remember last year, one of the prophetic Sundays, we were given these cards that had names, you know, a name from
the Bible.
From the Bible. So I was there waiting for Joshua's and everything.
You are Joshua? You think you are Joshua?
I got Jael.
What? But that was...
I was like, God, Jael.
Yes.
Why? I even walked out of the service and went to the corridor to ask God, Jael is now
have
what?
A meeting with yourself. It's Jael.
But
so have you discovered why Jael?
I recently discovered.
You see now, have you apologized to God?
Oh, I did.
Good.
And because I looked at Jael from one perspective.
But there are many perspectives
because we
to look
think
at
we know. And that's another thing. As a skill.
Now today you're going to finish us. We think
we know. We know. And so even as a leader, you have to be aware that you don't know it. The gift of listening to other people. Just treasure that and grow that everyone else has something they can give you. So when I looked at Jael once again in Judges 4, God was like, it's about, this message was what was in her hand, the tent peg and the hammer.
What? To kill the commander, to kill
and she
Sisera.
Knew this is it. And she looked what was readily available, and that's what she used.
The moment. Wow.
So what's in your hand that I can use that I can put my supernatural in it and make
use it.
Yes, and use it. And so I love creating things. You can earn an income out of it.
You can.
My experience, he said, package it. That's how we have brick by brick. And I remember when you told me about coming to Just Angie, I was like, God, now you've set me up again. I've been delaying on this program and launching it. I've been caught. This is the second time you've done that to me.
Good.
Last year and this year.
I don't know. Me, I'm just following in obedience. Everyone is playing their obedient parts. So me, I play my part. God is the one who's working everything out. It's the orchestra.
And so now we are working on finalizing the website.
Okay, good.
For Blossom Treasures.
Wow.
Working on putting everything on the platform, on the program, because
that's so good.
As a leader, you can't stay behind the scenes, and I love being.
I know your comfort zone is behind the scene. That is where you want to be, but God is saying, nope,
get out, come up front. You can't lead from behind.
That's so powerful, Catherine.
And it's been scary, true, but then I realized that in different places and spaces, I'm always called to do something, and so I can't keep hiding, and I'm doing a disservice to the people who are waiting on the other side for me to step into
what you're supposed to be
what
doing.
I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, Ebu explained the two programs. There's the
Riding the Wave,
which is about blended families, and then there's brick by brick. Just explain just a little bit about what's happening so that the people know.
Riding the Wave was the first program for blended families because I'm in a blended family space, and again through the experience that I've been through, God said that people need to be empowered to know how to maneuver, especially in the first years of getting into a blended space, because we like to make it look flowery.
I know, like, ooh, we're getting married, we have a blended family, it's gonna flow.
It's a lie.
Things are
before
different. You flow, you will see.
Yeah.
But you know, it makes sense. Already you're bringing two people in marriage together, a man and a wife. Then you're adding children.
And experiences and their past and expectations which have not been
verbalized.
Yes. And that's the space of just helping people maneuver that space. So we have a community where a WhatsApp group. So we have a community where we meet twice a month, just to pray and to fellowship together.
Because of
yes,
when you did the first event,
yeah,
now those people came in.
They came in and they keep adding, the numbers keep adding. People keep referring people to come in.
Amen.
And so we are looking at now also the program now, just having now
a program
now, because there's a program existing now. In June again, we are going to have a program running, an 8-week program running for blended families.
Because you did the first one.
Yes, did the first one. Now, that which was an event. Then now we are having the brick by brick, which is my life.
Building it brick by brick.
Brick by brick, and helping other women build their lives brick by brick. And God was saying, you know, you can compress time for people, just like you've compressed my time.
I'm
honestly.
so grateful, Cathy.
You have compressed my time. I don't have to go through.
Yes.
Exactly.
You don't have to go through what I've been through.
Yes. And so I can compress time because the gift that you have, you've poured it into me. So, you know, I can't be bloated and everything, you know, keeping everything. So I need to pour it into others. And everyone has a unique flavor into that, because people are struggling on how do they transition, how do I lead myself, I want to achieve this but I can't. So there are different bricks that you need to put in your life.
That's amazing.
The foundation has to be right for you to build. This is a house actually.
To start even laying bricks.
Yes.
We work on the foundation. Which is what probably the self-awareness, the communication, the leadership. Who are you?
Who are you?
We pour into that first, then we start building brick by brick.
Getting to know yourself.
Amazing.
Your identity. You know, dealing with unlearning, a lot of unlearning.
There's a lot people have to unlearn.
Then also becoming a lifelong learner. You know, it never ends.
Never ends.
The question I'd ask people is, do you read? Do you read resources? Do you, you know, empower yourself? Because we have to read. We have to read books that are written by different people. We have to listen to podcasts and learn. But there's a tendency not to do that.
There is. There's a big tendency not to do that.
I'm just going through that that period of time in my life where just learning from different people, hearing different people, and God saying, now package it. So that's what brick by brick is, just helping you journey come from where you are, you're feeling stuck, because I was stuck, absolutely, and being unstuck. Then also finding your goals. How do you achieve your goals professionally and also for personal? Because you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a sister, you're a daughter, you're showing up in ministry, every place. But if these bricks are not in place, you can't show up effectively and be successful. So that's what the program ideally is about, and it's for 6 months, because nothing can be done in a hurry.
Yeah.
It's not a quick fix.
In a hurry. No, it's not a quick fix.
It's not a quick
You know,
fix.
there's a time when I wanted to reduce, because of the busyness of people, I was like, okay, let's reduce PLF from 12 weeks to I don't know what. And I remember meeting a man of God, I think Pastor Neil Ladukun, and he told me, no, time is everything. So much is processed through time. Give people time. Don't change this because of people, which, thank you, Pastor Neil Ladukun. That was good advice. So you now, 6 months of process. And you see these bricks, I'm just saying, they also need cementing. I don't know how they're going to, different people, because we can't say all of them are Christians. So maybe some it will be Jesus, the Holy Spirit, but different things need to cement them. Because you can also have bricks and you're building, but it will just fall.
It will crash.
Because there's what's holding it all together. And sometimes we just have to discover what's holding us together. What's holding everything that I do together? Or is it being held together? Maybe it's also, I know even Mavuno is doing a series on hanging by a thread. Maybe it's just one step from the whole thing falling apart, which is important. So let's look at it before this whole building collapses, or what we have been building collapses, because we're in a season of building. But sometimes I feel like even as you're talking, there's also a preservation for what we have built. Is it falling apart? Is it threatening to fall apart? Then let's go back. Let's investigate. Let's strengthen the bricks.
Yes.
You know, let's strengthen those bricks.
Let's put the pillars that need to be put in there.
Yes. Let's dig the foundation.
Yes.
The Bible even says, that one scares me. It says if the foundation is not right, even the righteous cannot build. So it's saying foundations is everything. Community, what you've talked about. Community is everything. Many times as women, we like to hide. We like to hide because we have issues. Everybody has issues, but we have issues. We've magnified our issues, are bigger than everyone. I don't want anyone to know my issues. I was hurt. I don't know where. Please, just stop. We cannot do life without community, without collaboration, without foundation, without bricks, brick by brick, without healing, without, if somebody else has been through a blended family experience, that I'm going to say did not leave them traumatized. They said, okay, how do I help others?
Yeah.
Then go get the help.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. Just go get the help. You're going to a blended family. Please don't think that it's all, I don't know, it's all what? It's
rosy.
all rosy.
Yeah.
There's
Roses have thorns also.
They do, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy, first of all, to bring two human beings together. Then it's not easy to bring two human beings with children. It doesn't matter what age.
Yeah.
The dynamics are, they are serious, and you've got to prepare yourself for that. So I really hope that you get to do this. And I'm so glad that you found, I feel like you found yourself.
Yeah.
You've learned a lot about yourself. I'm so excited. Thank you for saying that I compressed your time, because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's why I look at sometimes at these young people, I'm like, excuse me? No. You need to do 1, 2, 3. Others, if you do 3, 4, 5, let me tell you where you're going. Let me try to help you. But that's it. I love that. Compressing time. Because we have to compress time.
Which leads to acceleration.
Time. Yes. And being able to achieve your goals faster. Being able to get to your destiny quicker.
Yes.
Being able to align on purpose. Very, very important, you know. Very, very important.
It is.
And I'm thinking about so many things, but I wanted to give you a party shot, but I'm just thinking about how many people we have, especially young people, running around pretending that they know everything. You've also said that. Thinking they know everything and they don't know. You have no idea. You don't know. And maybe just agreeing that you don't know is going to help you a lot. And say, so where do I go get the help? I know I'm always very dramatic, but immediately I thought about the 3, 4 girls I met in prison who are 25, 26. That broke. I said I'll be strong. And I saw those children. And some of them are going to be there for life. And then I saw the older shushus with their gray hair. And I'm like, please, Lord, get to these children. Get to these young girls. Before they make crazy mistakes that have lifelong consequences. That are terrible. Because I know every time I go to the prison as well, I always wonder, was there a moment just before the moment of whatever it is that you did that you thought I shouldn't do this, you know? Just capturing that moment, speaking to someone who would have told you, no, don't do that. But you are here. Blossom Treasures is here. We'll have all her social media handles. The website is going to be up. Riding the Wave is there. Building your life up brick by brick. It's all there for you. So and I hope you've learned the nuggets I have from just how to be skillful and purposeful as professional women, business women, women in ministry, just as women. And I know even men can learn from this, but I know some of the things that we've talked about, they're uniquely about women. God bless you. Give us your feedback. I'll be bringing a woman just Angie. We've got to equip ourselves and we've got to grow and learn. God bless. Thank you so much, Catherine.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.